Well, CCA has come out with an all-new IEM called the CA10. Not the C10, the CA10. It's got 5 balanced armature drivers in each ear, and they promise a whole new listening experience, especially for you gamers. But does it live up to the hype? We're going to find out in today's episode of Hobart's Reviews. Stick around. Hey friends, welcome back to Hobart's Reviews. It's Hobart, and the new CCA CA10 has come out, and this one is very interesting. It's an all BA driver IEM that is very similar in look and feel to the CA24, which has been out for a while. That one, of course, has 24 balanced armature drivers total, 12 in each ear. This is the CA10. It's got 10 total, or 5 in each ear. But the faceplate, the way it looks, the cavity, everything is very similar to the CA24. So if you're familiar with that, it'll be pretty much the same thing, just with less drivers in it, and of course a better price as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the internals and some of the specs of the new CA10. All right, let's take a look at the internals of the CCA CA10. So they've got the metal faceplate. This one is very similar in look to the CA24 in having the color here and the shape of it with the 2 vents down at the bottom. So the shape of the shell is very similar to it. You've got your C-pin or 2-pin connector right there, the transparent resin shell that holds all the goodies, your balanced armatures. Now in this one we've got 5 in each ear. It's a pretty interesting setup. So we've got the 22955S, and that's going to handle all of our bass and our lows. Then we've got the 29689S that's going to be handling our mids. We've got the 30095S, which handles our highs. And then we've got these 2 little guys right here. And I said, well, what are those for? I did a little bit of research, and the 30017, we have 2 of those. That's actually a dual balanced armature driver, where one of them's kind of handling the upper mids and the other one's handling the lower highs, so that it can kind of join everything together, which I thought was pretty interesting. Now, I did see a discrepancy on some of their text online. If you go and look online and it tells you what they've got in them, they do mention this 30095 and 30019 balanced armature driver, and we don't have those unless there are other pictures wrong and we have an extra balanced armature driver. That is brought over from the CA24. When I did some more research and I looked at the CA24, this is actually exactly the same thing over there. So what it looks like someone did is just copied and pasted, and they forgot to take out the 30019 literature there. So we do not have a 30019. We just have the 22955, the 29689, the 30095, and the 2 30017s. Interesting setup. This right here was also brought over from the CA24. It's the 3D printed tubes. Now, in the past, a person would have to connect these little tubes and route them around the other tubes to connect the balanced armature driver down to the nozzle, from here down to there. So with this 3D printed block, they can actually make these tubes in any size and any shape that they want to easily route from the balanced armature driver down to the nozzle without having these little tubes that, hey, if you drop these things too hard, one of those tubes could break off, and that's no good. That makes your balanced armature drivers useless, or your IEMs useless, because you can't connect the BA drivers to the nozzle anymore. You'll lose that frequency. So this makes it a little bit more hefty, a little bit more sturdier, because that block is in there. They can't break off, and I'm sure it makes it much easier for the guys during installation and assembly as well. You've got your metallic nozzle at the end, which is a gold color, and the silicone ear tips, they give you a small, a medium, and a large size. So that is the CCA CA10, the internals. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys up close, and we'll show you these guys in detail. All right, so let's take a look at the CCA CA10s. This is the box, nothing special here, a black box. There's some black writing on the back here that you can't really read. Maybe guys make this white so we can read it. We have a sticker on the side that does say CCA CA10 no mic and mic option. This is the no mic option. If you do choose to get the mic option, you will be able to answer and hang up phone calls and change to the next track and play music, all at the touch of a button if you get the mic version. So if that's something you like, make sure you choose that option. Opening up the door here, the fancy little door, you can see they got a metal plate here that says CCA CA10, 10 units balanced armature earphone. Some fancy black writing over here we can't read. Taking a look inside, you've got your silicone ear tips that come with it that are not worth anything. And you've also got the upgraded silver cable that they give you. Now, This is upgraded from the cable that you used to get with KZ and CCA IEMs, the dreaded brown tangly cable. So it is an upgrade. It is all silver plated, so they say it's going to make it sound a little bit better. I think they could have done better with the cable. At 50 something bucks, we should get the best cable, you know? The other end has the 90-degree 3.5 millimeter connector. Some people like it, some people don't. Some like the straight, some like the 90. I don't really mind because I've got the new Pixel and I have to have a dongle anyway, which means I have a straight connection no matter what. So I don't really mind either way, but again, it's the standard upgraded silver cable. Not bad, just not the best. Taking a look at the IEMs here, we've got the, let's take them out real quick. We'll take a look at one of them. This is what they look like. Got the very similar look to the CA24s with the color here. You've got the two vents down at the bottom. It is a metal plate, face plate. You do have the resin shell, the clear resin shell. We'll take this off. Here's your nozzle. It is the gold nozzle. It does have a screen on it to keep all that gunk out of there. And then of course you can see all the internals with it being a transparent resin shell. Right here, these two balanced armature drivers, that's your lows and that's your mids. Okay, and then if you go to this side, you can see there is your highs, and then those two extra ones that are handling the upper mids and the lower highs. So you've got your lows and your mids here, you've got your highs in your two extras over here, and then that 3D printed piece, that block that connects them, you can see it starts about here and is basically this whole section down at the bottom. There is a tube that goes from there, from there out to there, and then over here, there's tubes that go right up to the nozzle there. So that 3D printed piece, you can see, starts right there and connects the balanced armature drivers to the nozzle. There's a little circuit board right there that I believe is going to be the crossover with some wires soldered to it. And they also have the word CA10 on here, 10 balanced armature, and the left and the right. So they've got left and right on here. It's really hard to see, but they do have the left and the right on here. So there they are. That is the CCA CA10 IEM. Of course, that's where you're gonna, the 2-pin connector where you're gonna plug in your cable. And the way to do that is just to take the 2 pins, boop, push them on just like that. So now that we've seen these guys up close, what do you say? Let's go up and see how they sound. All right, guys, let's take a look at how these babies sound. Let's put them to the sound test. We've gone over all the details, we've looked at them, but how did these things sound? So let's go ahead and start off with something. Click on some White Iverson by Post Malone to start things off. All right, so the first thing I'm noticing is lots of volume. I'm running it with a Pixel 6 Pro. Pixel 6 Pro, regular cell phone, and there's plenty of headroom. So if you're, there's some IEMs that you can get out there that you turn the volume up and you're like, yo, what's going on? It's not loud enough. So this definitely has some good volume. Everything is so incredibly clear with these things. I mean, seriously. It's like, I can understand why they say for gamers that you guys will be able to hear footsteps and you'll be able to tell exactly where they're coming from. I mean, the detail, the clarity is incredible, but that's what you get with BA drivers. All right, so obviously Post Malone's got some bass in this song, and if you're a bass head, this is definitely not going to be the IEM for you. This, like I've said in previous videos, is kind of like you get in that car with that Bose system. Doesn't have subwoofers, but it's got that nice Bose system in it. And you're like, man, this system sounds good. Yeah, that's basically what these are like. They're not heavy in the bass. They're not good for bass heads. It does not feel like you have a subwoofer in the trunk, like some other IEMs that I've had and tested out. All right, so what do you say? Let's do some Sublime with Rome. My two go-tos. This is Take It or Leave It. YouTube music. Vocals in the beginning are super clear, so the highs are there. You can definitely tell that there's those two BAs merging the mids to the highs. I think that's more prevalent than the bass overall. Once again, there's a punch, but there's no rumble to the bass. So bass head, sorry. I mean, it's incredible. Sounds, the clarity is great. Just absolutely great. So what do you say? I'll go over to, how about some Coldplay? Yeah. Yeah, overall, these things are just incredible. The clarity is just second to none, and that's what you get when you get BA drivers. BA drivers are super, super clear, no distortions. So these guys overall, they get my 2 thumbs up. Now, like I've said, if you're a bass head and you're looking for bass, these are not going to be for you. That'll be something else. I've got a review coming up for the KZZES, which is a new IEM, and those definitely have more bass than these. It's like you have a subwoofer in the trunk. These guys are like you're sitting in a car with a nice Bose system, but without a subwoofer. So if that's the kind of sound you like, without the overpowering bass, these are going to be the IEMs that you're going to want to get. If you're coming from headphones and earbuds, any IEM is going to be better than what you got now. But this is a good set. You get 5 BAs in each ear for around $50. You can't complain about that. So they come in at a good price. I do like that. The silver cable is a nice upgrade from the past, but it could be better. I do like the new cable that's coming with the KZZES. It's not the standard silver-plated 90-degree 3.5 millimeter connector. It's actually a straight connector with a nice big metal piece on it. It's like one of the ones you'd buy aftermarket. So I'm really liking that, and I'll show you that in a future review. But it is a better cable. It's just not the best. For 50-something bucks, you should be able to get that cable, which is really nice. What else I don't like? And the silicone ear tips, they're just crap. Get yourself some foam ear tips if you don't already. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. Having the foam ear tips makes them seal better, and that gives you a lot better sound. So if you're wondering, like, why don't these sound as good? Well, it's because they're not sealing in your ear, and you need them or those foam ear tips. Just throw those silicone ones away. So other than that, I don't have any complaints. The size is a little big. The silicone tips are crap. You can get some foam ones and fix that. Otherwise, they sound absolutely incredible. They're super clear, and I definitely recommend, if this is what you're looking for, that Bose system type sound, that this is what you're going to want to get. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description. It is an affiliate link that does help out my channel, so I'd appreciate it if you are going to buy some of these to go ahead and use that link. It doesn't cost you any more, it just helps out my channel. And I'll leave some links to some foam ear tips and stuff down there as well, just in case you don't have any and you want to just go ahead and head to the description and get it all in one place. So, well, if you like what I'm doing here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell, so next time that I put out a video, you will be notified, all right? Well, thanks, my friend, for joining me today. My name is Hobart for Hobart's Reviews. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.